Well, it's been a while since I've done this, but better late than never, I guess. Even this event is a few days late, but whatever. I didn't get Weiss, because I'll be honest, I know he's really good, and he was like the next must pull, and everybody saved. I didn't do that, because I'll be honest, I don't really care about him. I really don't. I know he's good, but he just doesn't interest me. And didn't need him, because this worked out just fine. This worked out just fine. We're going for 0 turns, as the thumbnail dictates. In order to do that, though, we have to get to this summon as soon as possible. That's why I used both Kai Skulls. One just for the additional damage once Aranea starts launching, and the second one so that when Noctis is doing his thing right here in the beginning, he can get an extra launch off to build that Chocobo summon. That's why Chocobo summon's here, because it builds faster. Because look, their gauge is building pretty quick. Even though we're over here charging like crazy, no. So we got to get to that summon first thing. Thank God for that Black Crystal passive from the Crystal missions. So that way we can just do this without adding a turn to the count. Very helpful if you're into 0 turn shenanigans like I am. Very helpful. So now we can get the Leo Call up and then the Noctis Burst effect up for just additional damage. It's going to be pretty heavy on the single target damage, just with the way I have this set up. And you'll see me taking full advantage of that in the Aranea burst phase. I guess I'll just give it away now. What you're going to be tempted to do if you're going to run it like this is spam as many high winds as possible. No, we went with Dragoon Dive, because with the Noctis follow-up, as well as the Leo Call, all of those additional HP dumps are going to add on if you're hitting purely single targets, which High Wind doesn't do and Dragoon Dive does. And you'll see how much their health just drains when we do that. So at this point, we need to go into the summon as soon as possible. First, we have to get Aranea's burst effect set up. We have to, because I don't want to be messing around with that afterwards. Now we're basically all set up. The only thing that we're missing is the Raijin Call, because these guys like their debuffs towards the end of the fight, and they're pretty crippling, and I didn't want to deal with them, so Raijin to the rescue. Aerith might have been enough, honestly. I'm not sure if this was overkill bringing Raijin, but I figured better safe than sorry, and it worked out either way. So now we can charge up just a little bit to make sure we're there and to get this turn order right. There we go. See, we have Seal Evil on, so that might have been enough for debuff prevention. Sometimes they bypass it though. I don't know. So I just brought 2 forms. I don't know which one was helping me out with the debuff prevention. Maybe both of them were. I'm not sure. But look at that. Seal Evil and the Raijin Call, so this way we can make double sure. I didn't read the mechanics, if you can't tell. I just kind of went for it. So now instead of going right into the Aranea Force time, we're going to hit a Dragoon Dive here. So this way she can get an additional free turn out of the summon. Their gauge won't build up enough. And now we can go into it so that we're not wasting a turn before the burst phase. And you'll see something else that seems a bit unconventional when Aranea's turn comes up. Before that, we have to keep force time going, so it's just time to echo spam to keep this alive as long as possible before the burst phase. Okay. You'll see what I'm talking about in just a second. I let a particular buff fall off. This was unintentional. I kind of thought I was screwed here for a 0 turn run. As you can see, this is why I'm stalling, because I want Aerith to go again. So, okay, let's just pop an LD. And then I thought that Aranea was going to go again, but no, she didn't, because I let her buff fall off, which actually worked out really well, because this way we can get more of these going. As you can see, I'm stunned, like, wait, what? Why am I not? Oh, actually, this is great. Okay, cool. That was purely by accident, and it worked out in my favor. So now Aerith can also use an Echo, and then put up her burst effect, because she hasn't had an opportunity to do it yet. So that's exactly what we're going to do. Just to boost that percentage a little bit. So this should put us, yeah, in the 400s before Aranea does her thing. And then on her turn, we have to go into the burst phase. We just have to. Since I can't stall this out, since she doesn't have that buff. So we gotta just go right in. In the meantime, they're gonna, you know, whatever. That did nothing. That did absolutely nothing. So luckily I just used an LD because we get a free Dragoon dive. But you'll see what I'm talking about here, especially as this progresses, how much the Dragoon dives actually do. I mean, even that's pretty damn good. So then we go into EX and we get another free Dragoon dive. Now you're really gonna see it now that everyone has capped Brave. All that with that follow-up, look at that. 36. And debuffs? What debuffs? We don't need to worry about that. That's not a concern of ours. Not at all. Okay, I have to say, I like Aranea a lot more than I thought I would. A lot more than I thought I would. Because I remember when she came out and I was like, I want her stuff, but do I really want to go all out? And then I kind of just caved and did, and it put me in a really bad position for characters like Astos, who I did end up getting. And now an even worse position for Weiss, who I didn't end up getting, but I'm over here just looking at what she's doing and I'm like, did I make the right decision? I think I did. Just for how I tend to do things and how I tend to roll. She's kind of perfect. Low turns and these ridiculous launches. I'm sorry, I hate to say it, but Sid Reigns who? At this point? I mean, wow. That's just ridiculous. That's ridiculous. So, yeah. This is how I ran this. Without Weiss. I'm sure this isn't really helpful to many others because I know most of you were smarter than me. And saved up enough to at least get something for Weiss, unlike me. But here's what I did. I'd love to see what you guys did, though. Thanks for watching.